Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations. Much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Now, this lesson is going to be something that we've been telling you for a while. Especially certain brothers and elders have been going into it a lot. A notable individual would be the elder Yashawamba, Remnant GMS Remnant Save channel, because he's always goes into the fact that they would link so-called white supremacy with us. Okay, they're trying to make it to tie into so-called black supremacy and Hispanic supremacy, but mainly so-called black supremacy, because he tries to paint this movement with a broad brush of being like a black militant group. That's why they constantly call us what? Black Hebrew Israelites. We tell them over and over, we're not black Hebrew Israelites, we are the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, because when you put that black in front of it, well, what about the so-called Latinos? What about the so-called Native Americans? Okay, what about the people that look like other nations that are in the camp? See, it's not a so-called black thing. And furthermore, we're not black. There's no such thing as black people. We always say this. Even Kendrick Lamar, when he said the song, I'm an Israelite, don't call me black no more. Why did he say that? Because we teach that we're not so-called black. We teach that we're different shades of brown. Okay? And black is a term that was put upon us. And they're not white. Okay? They're Edomites. Okay? From the lineage of Esau. So these are the things that we're breaking down, the strongholds that we're breaking down. And these are some of the truths that Esau does not want out there. Okay, so what he's trying to do is he's trying to make this a carnal, violent movement when it's not. All we do week in and week out, the people see us every week. And all they can say is that we go out there and we teach the Bible. We don't attack anybody. We don't do any violent acts. We don't, spray people with super soakers. No, we're just out there to preach the Bible. Okay? Do we get passionate? Do we get loud? Yeah, we get loud. We get passionate. But that's it. That's the zeal of the Lord, man. Okay? So at the end of the day, this devil, the serpent, because the Edomites are they're also known as the serpent. Okay, the serpent in the garden, when he came back in the reincarnation, he came back as an Edomite. Okay, one of the heads of Esau, or the head of Esau. Okay, maybe one of the Rothschilds or so on and so forth. Because the serpent was not an actual snake. It was a man with serpent-like characteristics, man. You have to understand this, man. Which Cain came out of that same spirit, that lineage spiritually. Okay, he wasn't an actual descendant of the serpent, but the spirit that was in him was the same as the serpent. So when Cain came back, guess what he came back as? An Edomite. Okay, when Abel came back, when Seth came back, they came back as Israelites. Okay, so these Edomites, these devils, these serpents, they're setting up with subtilty. They're setting up with subtility a way to come at the Israelites with force. This is what they're setting up. So let's start with Genesis 3. Okay, this is Genesis 3 and verse 1. It says, "Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord power had made, and he said unto the woman, Yea, hath the Most High said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden." So he came in a subtle way. Now, when you look up the word subtle in the actual, the English definition, let's look up this word subtle. Because this is how these Edomites operate. They operate with subtlety. All right? It's subtle. It says, what the hell's going on here? German translation. That's Satan. What the hell is this? Okay, give me a second. I don't know what the heck is going on here. Subtle. Maybe that's not how you. I don't know why it's in German. You know, that has to be Satan. Okay, I have no clue why this is in German right now. What's going on here? Subtle etymology. Subtle means fine, thin, a web. Okay, so something that's thin, that's fine, meaning something that is very unnoticeable. This is how Esau works, and they have a term for that called gradualism. Yo, why is this thing being translated into? Give me a sec. I'm just trying to see what's going on here. Okay. Anyways, all right. They have a term for that called gradualism. Okay. So these devils use something called gradualism. The reason you get taxed the way you get taxed, they would have been, if you would have bring this back to 1920, 1900s, they would be looking to put these politicians to death right now. Okay. Why? Because of the high taxes you're paying, the cost of living, the cost of housing, the cost of everything is really unsustainable. That's why people can't. More people are living with their parents at a later age, right? A man can't support him and his family anymore. You know, they need two incomes. Okay, for the mass majority of people, and I say the mass majority, I'm talking 90%, 90+% of people. Okay, 95, 99, whatever. Okay, there's a lot of percent of people where they need two incomes in the house, and they're barely getting by with that. They don't own houses. Okay, you see what I'm saying? They're always paying down on see these things that you see now. When you go back to the ancient world, it was normal for a person to own land, for a person to own maybe have a farm or something, or some type of some type of crop, and they're not being heavily taxed. They're not being ticketed for not wearing a seatbelt. These things all, when they first came out, men were against it. Okay, but through gradualism, through subtilty, through the manipulation to try to paint it as a good thing. Okay, it's something that's insignificant. Over time, all of these things piled up, and this is how the devil operates, man. This is how Esau Edom operates. He operates through subtlety and gradualism, which is go hand in hand. Okay, so gradualism, it says a policy of slow, steady change. When it's slow, it's insignificant. It's like a web. It's something you could barely see because it's coming in slow. You see what I'm saying? Esau's not just going to say, unless a major event happens. Okay, he's not just going to say, okay, you can't drive a gas car anymore. Just tomorrow. Oh, you guys, by the way, gas cars are done. You have to bring your gas car and change it for an electric car. People would not accept that. There has to be a reason. It has to be a gradual thing, and it has to be subtle. Okay? Like how they're making us a cashless society, and what gave them a boost was what? That event of the C-19. So these devils know exactly what they're doing. They're playing chess, but the average person out here is still, their mind is still on checkers, man. So anyways, let's look up the word subtle here, okay? Dealing with the serpent, okay? It says, Kala. That any. Kala. Let's go here. It says Arawam, subtle, shrewd, crafty, sly, sensible. See, Esau is sensible on the left-hand side. He understands that, human psychology. He's a master at human psychology. So he knows exactly what he's doing, and he knows how to do it where the people will accept it. Okay? That Edomite, they couldn't just come out when they started coming out against Edomite supremacy and say, oh, by the way, Edomite supremacy means all supremacy. No. First they started coming at Edomite supremacy, which you know what I mean, the so-called white supremacy. But then they slowly, through these little false events they had planned, they're not fully coming out with it yet, but they're gonna have different events happen where it's gonna make it like, damn, you see, they're the problem too. Okay, and then they'll say, see, but the white supremacy also includes black supremacy, Mexican supremacy, so on and so forth. And that's a way for them to tie you jakes to the heinous crimes and violent crimes that these Edomites have historically done. Okay, because it was them that was lynching, that was burning the crosses in the front yards and blowing up churches with children in it and things of that nature. It wasn't Jake's doing that. It wasn't the Black Panthers doing that. It wasn't the Brown Berets doing that. They were set up to defend themselves. Okay, so Esau's trying to accuse you and blame you, and that's all part of his subtlety. Matter of fact, let's get that in Revelations. Okay, that's all part of his subtlety. Salakia for the talking a lot. This is Revelations 12 and verse 10. It says, "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength." Matter of fact, let's go to verse let's go to verse 7. Okay, it says, "And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels." This is not speaking about an actual dragon. You're gonna see an actual dragon fighting the angels in the sky. No, this is speaking about Esau, Edom, and his military. Okay, the Edomites and their military, the American army, the British army, so on and so forth. When Yahushua comes back, he's gonna be fighting against their armies. Okay, and they're gonna have their fighter jets and so on attacking Yahushua. And as it says in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, that he's going to obliterate them. Okay, along with Michael and the archangels. It says, "And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven," meaning he's going to be taken out of rulership. Okay, "And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan." Okay, this is why we call these Edomites the devil, because the scriptures call them the devil, and it also calls them the serpent, and it also calls them Satan, which the word Satan means adversary. Who are they adversarial to? The Most High and his people. "Which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power, and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night." And this is all they do, is constantly accuse you jakes. They paint you jakes as the thieves, the murderers, everything wrong with society, while they're committing the most heinous acts and the most destructive acts. And really, when you look at it, man, listen, man, these devils are real evil, man. They'll man, listen, they'll poison a whole river source and give all the people in the town cancer and have all those people drop dead and suffer for centuries, right? And then those people don't even get put in jail for one day. You understand what I'm saying? Just so they can make a profit, just so they can get more of a profit. This is what these devils do. All right, that's what the DuPont family did, and that's the mindset of all these Edomite devils that are in power, especially. Okay, but they'll pay you jakes as the thug, as the one that's you should hold your purse when he comes around. What was I gonna look up, man? All right, accused, right? You see the word for accused, it says what? Kategoreo. So what are they doing? They're categorizing you. Okay, that's the Greek word for accused, kategoreo. Okay, kategoros rather. Okay, accused. Okay, kategoreo would be accuser. Kategoreo, right? So now, what are they trying to categorize you as? You already were categorized as a thug, as this and that, so on and so forth. But now they're trying to categorize you as an Edomite supremacist. or in this term, a so-called black supremacist, which these jakes don't have any supremacy in this society. Are we supreme by nature? Yes, we are supreme. We are the superior race by nature, but we don't have the power in the society to act upon supremacy. Okay, you Edomites have the power to control food, water, institutions, judgments, judges, court systems, in other words, military. Okay, these jakes don't have the power to do that. Okay, so this devil is categorizing you through his subtlety, through his very crafty ways. Okay. Okay, so let's get Psalms 37:12. It says, matter of fact, Psalms 37:12. It says, the wicked plotteth against the just, meaning they're planning, they're setting up a scheme, and this is what they're doing. Okay, this is what this whole thing is that you're seeing play out is a scheme. Okay, we've been telling you about this scheme, and now it's coming to light. And gnasheth upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. Right, so they have their time to do this wickedness now, but the Lord has a plan for them to be destroyed ultimately. The plan that they have, it's all going to fall upon their own head anyway. Let's get Psalms the 7th chapter. This is Psalm 7. This is Psalm 7:14. It says, behold, he travaileth with iniquity, and hath conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood. He made a pit and digged it. Right, which means what? He set up a trap. He plotteth against us, set up a trap, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. At the end of the day, the Lord is going to have him fall by his own wicked devices. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. Okay, I will praise Yahweh according to his righteousness, and will sing praise to the name of Yahweh Most High. So that's it, point blank, period. Okay, so these devils, they're doing what they're doing, but the Most High is doing what they're doing. That's the grandmaster chess player. Okay, you see, but these elites are playing chess as well, as it pertains to you people, but the Most High is playing chess as it pertains to everybody. Okay, so hey, like I said, like I made that video yesterday, or the day before yesterday rather, but I uploaded it early this morning. But the Lord is setting us up, setting up provision for his elect. Okay, that we can't see, that we don't understand why we do certain things, and we walk in certain paths, and we move to certain areas, or whatever the case may be. But Yahweh Shem Shai is setting up provisions. Okay, don't forget that he is setting up provisions for us, because he is a master chess player as well. Now we're going into Esau's chess playing, which his is on the left hand side. Okay, his is on the left hand side, and the Lord is going to allow him to go far with his work up until the point where he's going to fill his belly. Okay, this is Psalm 64 verse 1. It says, hear my voice, O Most High, in my prayer preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. Okay, and these were counsels that they had to say, nah, we can't come at them, the so-called the Hebrew Israelites, straight on. We have to come another way. The way we come at them is a way of that everyone can agree on, through what? Through the Edomite supremacy. And we could go through that, and then we could link them together and say it's all the same. It's all hate. Okay, so this is how the devil works, and they'll take time. They'll take their time doing it. Okay, but now, since time is since they know they have a short time, they're moving faster. Okay, they're moving faster with their agendas. It says, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword. Their tongue, the things they put on paper, the things they speak. Oh, the biggest threat to to the world, like Joe Biden said, the biggest threat to the world is white supremacy. And that devil, you go watch the old videos of that devil. There ain't nobody more racist than that devil. I mean, that devil was more racist than Trump and all of them. Okay, when you listen to this guy speak from back in the day, man. So this is nothing but a trap, and him sharpening his sword, his tongue like a sword, rather. Okay, to prepare to combat you Israelites. Okay. And not just the Israelites, like the Hebrew Israelites, but also you regular Israelites as well that don't classify yourself as Hebrew Israelites. You're going to get trodden down too. That's why it's called Jacob's trouble. It said, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. They may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. So they're very calculated. Esau is very calculated, and he's not doing these things by accident. And that's how I know. That's how I know, and brothers know, the next event is going to be it's going to be major. It's going to be major. It's not going to be like the C-19. It's not going to be like the or the 9/11, although those were major events. But this one that's coming, yeah, it's going to push things forward on a whole nother scale. Okay? But he's just preparing. He's making sure that everything is right. Everything is ready. And this is why we're warning you, Jakes, saying there's a sword sharpened. And you guys are worried about fun. And really, there is no fun in this place. Okay? Even when we're so-called having fun, even with brothers and out, I was thinking about it. I said, there's really no fun. And I'm a type of brother that I don't like to stay in the house. I don't like to, I like to do things. Right? But when I think about it, even when I'm out, I might be laughing for a minute, and then he says, stop. After you stop laughing, you're thinking, and even while you're laughing, you're thinking, and it's almost kind of fake, because we're thinking about the BS that goes on in this kingdom, man, the BS of this kingdom. So there's little pockets of what you would call so-called fun, but it's like a vapor. It's like a smoke, smoke from a cigarette, man. It's there for a second, and then it just vanishes, man. And it's back to the sorrow. This is how it is for us, man. Okay, being in this wicked ass kingdom, man. This is Ezekiel 21:9. It says, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord. Say a sword is sharpened, and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Okay, so they're preparing, and they're making sure that sword is super sharp, man. Okay, should we then make mirth, since this sword is being prepared, and they're not playing. These Edomites are not playing. You Jakes are playing. You other people are playing. You other Edomites, you other nations are playing. But Esau, the elites of this society, they're not playing with you people, man. Okay, should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. Okay, so listen, man. And he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. And that slayer is Esau, Edom, right? And it says, when you go to Psalms, it says, hide me from the wicked, which is thy sword. Okay, which is thy sword. That's the Edomites, man. That's the sword of the Lord. Okay, the Lord uses these other nations to judge his people, but especially the Edomites, because that is the wicked. These are the most cruel out of all the nations. This is Psalms 17:13. It says, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. So who's controlling these Edomites? Who's controlling the elites right now? The Lord. And the Lord is going to put his anger even within these devils to execute his judgment. That's why the scripture says that they shall not bear the sword in vain. It says, from men which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. Now let's go to this article real quick. We're going to read this now. We're going to see, it says, Democrats expand definition of so-called white supremacy to include Mexicans, Indians, and blacks. So we already know what that is. Okay, they're preparing to accuse. They're preparing to crack down. It says Democrats have officially expanded the definition of white supremacy. Okay, already read that. And, okay, it says, when a violent Mexican shot up a Texas mall recently, the View host, Ana Navarra, and you know this station, these females on the station, it's all bought and paid for, you know, and they're told what to say, reminded everyone that blacks and Hispanics can be white supremacist terrorists as well, right? And this, you got a so-called Latino, one of our women, which are nothing but agents of Satan, okay, helping the devil with his agenda. Let's hear this.
We have some breaking news. In an amazing turn of events, white supremacists are actually one of the most diverse groups in the country. Take a listen.
We all have to remember that the head of the Proud Boys, his name is Enrique Tarrio. The Proud Boys is a white nationalist group. Look, being Hispanic or being black does not, or being anything, does not make you immune from being racist, from being radicalized, from being a white supremacist, from being evil, from being homicidal. And we are seeing it over and over again. There are people, you know, they don't see themselves as what they are.
Yeah. What?
Well, you see, so they're setting it up. Okay, so what are they doing? As Isaiah 65 says, they're preparing a table for that troop. They're preparing a table for the slayer, okay, that the sword is going to be in the hand of. Okay, this is Isaiah 65 and verse 11. But ye are they that forsake Yahweh, that forget my holy mountain, which is Israel, that prepare a table for that troop. Okay, that's speaking about the Edomites. Okay, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Meaning what? You sold out. You sold out, and you're helping the Edomite do what they're doing. You helping the Edomite bring forth his agenda. See, she's one of those people that's preparing a table for that troop. Okay, to roll on her own people. She's, you know, you see what I'm saying? She's helping them lump us together with these Edomite supremacists. You see what I'm saying? It says, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. And they don't learn that even those people that sell out, those Uncle Toms, those Native American scouts, at the end of the day, they get lumped in that same box. So they're gonna get trodden through, but it's gonna be worse for them because the Lord is definitely not gonna be on their side. Okay, but the elect is gonna be fine. So, hey, that's the preparing of that table. Okay, you see that? You see they have certain people, and these celebrities and these different people, they're set up to help push the agenda of the elites. Okay, there's nothing more damaging to white supremacy narrative than a person of color who bucks the orthodoxy when a BIPOC escapes the liberal plantation, the corporate media, which I won't even say this on YouTube, crap the whip hard. At the end of the day, both sides is a bunch of racist devils. I mean, you go to all the Republicans. Yeah, Democrats are racist, but the Republicans, they love black. Are you stupid? You know how much videos do you see of the Republicans getting at you, Jakes, man? And a lot of them people, them Karens that you see in them, what they call Karens and Kevins, those are Republicans. So both sides, neither side is for you. Okay, this whole political system is wicked and evil and unjust and needs to be dismantled. Ultimately, the Edomites need to be taken out of power. That's the bottom line. It says late May 22nd, and perhaps the stupidest, likely not verified, Fed, FALSE flag of all time. An Indian teenager crashed a U-Haul truck into a White House barrier. There were no bombs or explosives explosives found on board. The only piece of notable evidence conveniently recovered from the crime scene was a long Nazi flag found in the truck. Now, with this, see, because people are they're not cultured. They're not cultured. They have no understanding of anything. First of all, don't you understand that the so-called the NAZs, they got that culture of the what do you call it, the Aryan race and all that stuff. They got that from the Elamites. They got that from the Indians. That came from the East Indians, and they have the same symbol. Because Esau's he's not innovative. All he does is copy and steal. That same symbol of the Nazi symbol. The Elamites have that same symbol in their culture, but it's the opposite way. It actually goes the opposite way, but you won't be able to tell the difference. Okay, so they have that symbol and they represent that symbol because that's part of their culture to begin with. It's not the same. They're not thinking of it as the same way as the Edomites are thinking about it. They have a different mindset behind that. So if you didn't know that, you would he's an Edomite supremacist. No, okay, which I've encountered that back in the day, Elamite with that. I was ready to beat his ass. I was in the world, all right. I was getting ready to beat his ass, and he's like, no, it's not that. I'm not. No, this is part of my culture. I really didn't understand. I was really gonna, I was gonna give him a beating because I was in the world and I was emotional. I didn't understand what was going on. And this is when I was a teenager, okay? So, but when I came, when I started to learn different things, I learned that was always part of their culture. So they're not going to come out and say that, okay? So they're going to say, oh, it seemed to be a Nazi. See, because the people don't know anything, okay? So when I first heard this, I said, nah, that was probably the other flag, the East Indian version. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that. It's not. They don't call it that. Then it's not called that East Indian. See, I think it's Indian symbol. It's it's the opposite way. It says in Hinduism, the right-facing symbol clockwise. You see, it's the same symbol, but it's the other way, okay, is called swastika, which they got that from them. This is where Esau got it from. This is where the Germans got it from. He got it from the East Indians, symbolizing Surya, sun, okay, prosperity and good luck. While the left-facing symbol counterclockwise, you see, is the opposite way, but you're not going to tell the difference, okay, is called Sowasik. Okay, so it's spelled a bit differently, symbolizing night or tantric aspects of Kali. Okay, so which they have. Okay, so I guess they have both ways. Okay, but at the end of the day, they got this from them. So for them, when they wear this, it's not the same meaning as an Edomite wearing it. It's a totally different meaning. You see, look, they got the Edomites. It's not. They're not saying, oh, but Edomites, the white is right. That's not why they're wearing it. They're wearing it because that was part of their culture to begin with. Okay? You see, but Esau's not going to go into that. Esau's going to play on the ignorance of the people. See, like even if right here, you see? So anyways, and this is where Esau got it from. Okay? So anyways, at the end of the day, they're playing with the people's minds and they're trying to build a narrative. And they're going to build a narrative. And it's funny how they use the word Indian because you can lump, who else do people think of when they think of Indian? They think of the so-called Native Americans. Okay? So this devil is very subtle, man. And they have other videos here, which, you could go. I'm going to put the link in the description box, Lord willing. I had some trouble finding it, so I'll put it in the description box for you brothers. But, yeah. Okay, so Esau's getting ready to come down with great wrath because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Let's get that in Revelations. Okay, Esau's not playing. He's not going to play any much longer. Okay, he's not going to play with you Jakes much longer. This is Revelations 12:12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil," right, the Edomites, Satan is not going to do this, is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Right? It's Esau, Edom doing it, which Satan is working through him. But ultimately, Satan is always going to be here. It's the Edomites that are getting ready to be taken out of power. Okay? See? So guess what? He has a short time, meaning his time is almost up. His time is on, and he knows that. Okay, different signs that he's seeing in behind closed doors is telling him that he has to move quick. The different demons that they consult with is telling them to move quick, which they're deceiving them, but they're making this thing happen quick. Okay, and he's going to come down with great wrath, putting a lot of people to death. The scripture says that they shall be as madmen, sparing none. Okay, they got their sleeper cells in America, their sleeper cells in Canada, so on and so forth. There's about to be a lot of chaos, man. You know? All right? They want that. They want the order out of chaos. And they're going to end up coming for you Israelites, man. Second Ezra, the 16th chapter. Man, listen, man. They're getting ready to come, man. They're getting ready to come down. So you Israelite camps that are playing games with the name of the Lord, you're playing games with the doctrine, the true doctrine. We'll see how you fare in that time. Okay? Because really, you guys are the most vulnerable because of how the Spirit had you set up your camps. See, the Spirit had the Great Millstone set up their camp different from the majority, from a lot of you mainstream camps that got 501c3s and things of that nature. You know, had your congregation change their last names to Israel to be easily found of Esau, Edom. You know, to be easily visible. Anyways, when we're supposed to be wise as a serpent. And what does it say about the serpents? That they're subtle. Okay? They're subtle. And what does subtle mean? It means unnoticeable, man. Okay? Like a thin web. No. We gonna put tattoo Israel on your forehead. Anyways, this is 2nd Ezra 16 and 69. It says, matter of fact, I'll start at verse 68. It says, behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle, with things offered unto idols. I mean, they're going to put you in these camps, in these different prisons. All right. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision. Right. So if you say, okay, I'll take the mark, you're going to be through. Okay. And in reproach, or try to snitch on your brother, okay, I know where they're at, you're going to be through. Okay. You're going to have perpetual shame. All right. It says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. And you're still going to get stomped out. You're still going to get through. Okay? Why? Didn't I say before that them scouts, them Native American scouts and them sellouts, they were put in the same box anyway? Okay? It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. It shall be like madmen, sparing none. So there ain't gonna be the slogan of the New World Order is what? Expect no mercy. Let me read that again. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. And in order for them to do that, they gotta paint the people, all the people, as a potential threat. Okay, as a potential terrorist threat. They have to paint the people that way so that they can be justified in doing this, man. And they're gonna do it. Okay. All right. Technically, they've already done it, but they're gonna go hard with that. Okay. So, anyways, with that, Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. You should check out this article. These devils is moving. And it's a beautiful thing because now we're getting closer. We're getting closer to things that we said was getting ready to happen. And the Spirit of the Lord is making things happen. And the sooner that these things happen, the sooner the chaos ensues, the sooner we can get out of this you know what I want to say, man. Okay? The sooner we can get out of this hellhole, man. And that's what we want. That's what we desire. So with that, I'll say, Shalom, Kol Lo Yom Lo Yahweh Shem Yahushai.